Hi Cancer, this is Heather, the medium on a mission, bringing you your September forecast for the month. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. And the way that I'll kind of do my work here is I will, for the readings, I will cover off the first area will be the mind, body. The second will be spirit. And then I'll pull a general theme card, and then we'll kind of wrap it up with a just a general message from spirit. And so I will be using my mind body. For the mind body, I'll be using my When Spirit Speaks cards, and then I'll also be using Mystic Moons decks. So I've got these ones as well. If you can see that here, this is Signs from Spirit, Love Oracles, and also I've got the Twin Flame Journey Tarot. And so I will be using these cards as well as my final cards here. So this is She Believed She Could, So She Did. So with that being said, I'll just sort of jump into the reading here and see what we've got. So in terms of the kind of general, I just sort of, when I meditated on Cancer's energy for the month of September, I got this feeling of like something's coming, this feeling of it's coming, there's high hopes surrounding it. And so just kind of a general feeling of some good energies that are flowing in. I have to say, in general, I feel like for all the signs, there's something like we're on the precipice of something for September and October. I'm not sure what this is, but all I can tell you is I just feel good energy around it. And so I just did Taurus, and really good energies there. First reading I did, and it was phenomenal. I just feel like really positive energies. I'm just getting that with myself. I'm feeling that with people around me. And so I'm thinking that's going to be kind of the general theme for all the readings. So I'm hopeful that that'll be what that looks like. So with that being said, Cancer, we'll just sort of jump into the reading and see what we've got. So again, I'll be using my cards, and if you could see that okay, and I will just jump in and see. So Spirit, what messages do you have for Cancer from a mind-body perspective for the month of September? What are some of the things that they need to know at this time? What are some of the energies and themes that they have coming into this series? Okay, and so as I'm sort of tuning in, so I do, as always, if I have any spirit energies that I feel coming in, I will bring them into the space. And I do have a male energy that's coming forward. I feel it's this male energy is someone who would watch over. So this, I mean, think of it like it's almost like a feeling of like a father or a spouse or someone where they would generally sort of watch over the things you do. So we all have that person in our life, or have had that person in our life that they're just they watch over it. You know, fathers tend to do that. Spouses, you might just have people that are concerned about you, but it's a little bit of a hovering energy. As I'm saying that, I literally want to keep looking back because I feel him around big time right now. And so I'm kind of looking back because it's almost like he's watching over this reading right now. So it's this man's pretty intense. I feel like he's just a very strong male energy that's coming forward. So with that being said, we'll see what Spirit has to say here. So what does Cancer need to know from a mind and body perspective for the month of September? Let's see here. What does Spirit have to say? Okay. All right. This one, opportunity. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I did a lot of shuffling. Taurus, this was their first card as well. And so I ran them through Sage. I shuffled. In fact, I did my own reading in between. Again, just kind of another separate reading, and I didn't get that card, but it's just fascinating because it feels like a very similar energy to Taurus, and that's exactly the card they got. So, and so wow, that's amazing. So I just feel like this feeling of similar to Taurus, and you guys might already, you might be cross-watching here or have some other connection, but there's something connected there as well. So in terms of the energy, and so just as I sort of tune in to the mind body, again, I feel like this is exactly, I wouldn't be surprised actually if all the signs got got this, the feeling of this, because like I said, something with September, October, the energies are shifting. I feel like we're sort of moving out of this space that no longer serves us. And I feel like the same thing holds true for you, Cancer. I just feel like there's certain things that you're sort of moving out of that space. I feel like, you know, a lot of you had celebrated a birthday in June and July. And it's like, you know, when you experience that, it's sort of like the start of your new year, right? And so you've kind of within the first month, it's like, yeah, okay, but then you start to really kind of get your momentum to you. And so I just feel like for you guys, that's what's happening here. And so I just feel like the energy is really good and ripe for you guys. And it's exactly what Spirit was saying. It feels like high hopes, something's coming, there's an opportunity. And this would be in your physical space. So this would be anything in your kind of mind body space for what's going on for you. And so so that's awesome. That's pretty cool that you guys, Taurus, got that as well. So so I'll just sort of do the next one here. So again, signs from Spirit, so Love Oracle. And so we'll see what Spirit has to say from just a general Spirit perspective. So this would be messages from Spirit. Again, I feel like this man that's kind of hovering over the energy of this reading right now, I feel like he in particular has some things to say. So Spirit, what do you have to say in terms of messages of guidance for Cancer for the month of September? What messages does Cancer need to know in terms of a spiritual perspective? What are some of the insights and spiritual perspectives that they should be made aware? Okay, there's a flopper, so I'm going to grab this one. Okay, Swan loyalty. Okay, wow. So in terms of this card that I get here, this feeling of I'm really drawn to this because you know, you have the swan here, but there's the kind of the mirror reflection here. I feel like the energy of sort of Spirit watching over you and protecting you, and there's a sense of like protection of the family and protection of the energy around you. And so again, this man that's sort of hovering, it's almost like here you have the reflection with this swan here and the feeling of watching over. And so it really goes interesting with this man that I feel that's kind of behind me right now and sort of watching over everything. But I feel really strong sense with that. And I feel like I need to, being led to pull another card as it relates to Spirit. This male energy, like I said, I just feel this really strong male energy that's watching over. And I'm going to pull another card just to kind of get some clarity on that. So Spirit, what messages do you have for Cancer for the month of September? What other messages do they need to know at this time? Okay. All right, perfect. Okay. Wow. Okay, so this is coins and support. And so first thing I was drawn to when I pulled this card was I see these the faces of what I get, that's George Washington on the coins, but it's this male energy, right? And so you think of like George Washington being kind of the father of our country if you reside in the United States, and it's just that kind of general feeling of that as well. And this, again, this type of stuff, a lot of times when this is a compass here, and so this is around, so there's some sort of opportunity that's coming in your space, and it's connected to your financial abundance, but it's also, there's kind of the time and space that I'm getting here as well. And it's just the feeling of general support with this, again, from this man. This is very interesting. There's a man here that's really protective of your energy, but also wanting to come forth and give this message of guidance and really help you. In this, there's something big coming for you. I'm not sure what this is, but it just feels like there's something really exciting and good coming into your energy space for the month of September. I feel like some of you, again, would probably be, well, I got the message coming from Spirit when I connected. So I feel like this is something that would be coming into your energy field. You may kind of be feeling like you're at the end of your rope, or the feeling of like, gosh, when I just feel like, I get the sense, some of you might feel like kind of the energy of boringness, like just, you know, that kind of, the dull, you've sort of maybe lost the zest, if you will. And so this feeling of it coming back into your life, things shifting in a major way for you. And so I feel like that's really important for you to know as well. And so let's see what the general theme is for Cancer for the month of September. So Spirit, what is the general theme for Cancer for the month of September. What is this? What's this energy that's coming into their space at this time and that they need to know about? I'm really excited to see what Spirit has to say here. So what's the general theme, general guidance for Cancer at this time? And as I'm shuffling, I'm getting like the sevens, 777, 77. That energy is coming into this space right now. I keep seeing that as well. And let's see what else here. For whatever reason, I'm being shown a lollipop. I'm not sure what that's about. I don't know if it's connected to this man that's here, but I'm being shown a lollipop. And so sometimes when I see that, the individual who's in spirit will like candy. They'll show me candy if they want someone who's into candy. But I'm showing it's almost like that sweetness of life as well connected to this. So be on the lookout for something connected. There might be a message of synchronicity you see connected to the lollipop, but it's almost one of those Tootsie Roll Pops. So let's see, Spirit, what messages, what general themes do you have for Cancer for the month of September? All right. Oh, there we go. We had another flyer. Okay, perfect. Okay, so if you guys can see that, this is the, let me make sure, there we go. Five of Pentacles, isolated and alone. Interesting. Okay, so I feel like this goes back to what I was saying at the beginning, and this feeling of like, you know, sometimes when we kind of feel like we might be alone and we don't have those individuals around us or just the support, but I feel like it's coming, like, and that's why this man is here. It's almost like, it's interesting if you look at the eyes and just kind of the way, it's almost like I feel that intensity of this man that's here, but it's saying, hey, I'm here with you. And you don't have to feel this way. I just feel like this is one of those things that don't feel like, you don't need to feel that energy. This might be also something to where you're kind of moving away from things that no longer serve you. And when you do that, it's like you have these opportunities that come in front of you, but there's also the support from Spirit within this. And so I think it's really important for you to know that as well. I'm going to pull one more card for the general themes. I've just as I kind of feel the need to do that, but I feel like that's something that you're going away from. I don't feel like that's something that's consistent here. And so it's almost like I keep staring at those eyes and just sort of the connection of what's to come. Yeah, as I'm talking about it, it's almost like I'm losing my breath, and which is interesting because it feels like it's that feeling of, okay, I've kept going, I need to keep going, and just in that, that's what it is. It's coming. The energy is coming into your space, and so just know that it's coming. It's going to, the shift that you're going to be experiencing, Cancer, is coming, and so just keep going, keep knowing. Let's see what else. What other general themes for Cancer? What do they really need to know in terms of what's going on for the month of September? What are the things that they can be prepared for and aware of? Okay, perfect. All right, so we've got Seven of Cups, fantasy, and temptation. And so when I feel this really sense of, I just feel like these are some of the things that you've been kind of going through. When we shift, when we go into another space and we're sort of advancing on a soul level, we're ascending, our world is changing, a lot of times it can feel isolating, and we can feel alone. We might have the tendency to kind of check out into fantasy and kind of that space. But I think the biggest thing I feel like Spirit is trying to convey here is that you're being watched over, you're supported at this time. Just know that Spirit's got your back, and the opportunity for the change is coming. It's very much coming in your space at this time. And so, yeah, this is so interesting here. I'm going to pull another card associated to this opportunity because I'm just really curious in terms of what that is. I feel like there's something here. For some of you, it may be a job, but I also feel like it's an opportunity to expand your horizons and there could be a move coming in. But I just feel like it's almost like it might be a physical change, but it's also that physical change is reflective of what's going on in your personal life. So for example, a lot of times we might get a new car, we might move house, we might, graduate from school or from, get promoted, but that's that's an indication of stuff that's going on in the soul level and within inside. So that's outwardly a reflection of what's going on inward. So either way, that opportunity, it's happening for you. And so there's this feeling of like, it's almost like that, I get the sense of like the Kundalini energy here, the feeling of just kind of really evolving on a soul level. And when you do that, it can feel like a little isolating. There's no other way to say it. It can feel alone sometimes, but just know that it's coming, that these shifts are coming for you. And so Spirit, what messages do you have in terms of the opportunity that's coming in the space for Cancer for the month of September? What are some of the messages here that they need to know at this time? Okay, all right, perfect. And so this goes exactly with what I was saying here in terms of the rewiring. And so so again, in terms of the things that you're processing at a spiritual level at this time, the isolation, the feeling of alone, maybe kind of going into this fantasy thing, this is really about rewiring the headspace in terms of some of the things, reshifting the thoughts in terms. So like, for example, you know, there's two sides of the door, right? One can be, it seems like a closed door, but it's really a door into opportunity right here. And so it's really about the way that you're looking at things and your perspective of things. So these, in terms of kind of being present in it and being aware of what's really happening, is really important for you, because I just feel like you can really kind of look at the space that you're in and feel kind of this feeling of isolation and being alone. But in reality, you're clearing space for what no longer serves you, so you can really advance to the next space that you're meant to be. Your energy, your soul is changing, it's evolving. And when that happens, you can't continue with the relationships or with the circumstances that no longer serve you. So it's really important to know that those are coming into your space, and just to keep going, just to know that Spirit's got your back and it's going to move in the right direction. So let's pull a final card in terms of, again, this is going back to these cards. She believed she could, so she did. And so these are just little positive cards I want to end with here and just see what Spirit has to say. So what messages do you have for Cancer for the month of September, Spirit? Let's just pull these, see what we've got here. So let me do this. All right, these aren't really ones that are shuffleable, so I'm just going to kind of see what we've got. All right, next one that pops out. All right, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so sorry, it's a little hard to read. Okay, don't live down to expectations. Go out there and do something remarkable. So don't live down to expectations. So, and that's by Wendy Wassersent. I'm not sure what that is, but who she is, I apologize if anyone knows her. So this is really about the feeling of kind of breaking free of something that's no longer serving you. Like I said, don't live down to expectations. Go out there and do something remarkable. So this is really about breaking free of what's no longer serving you. She's kind of breaking free, moving away from that. Through that process, you're going to kind of move away from individuals and circumstances that no longer serve you, but it opens up the door for additional opportunity. And know that you've got support coming in, and this will actually, a lot of times when we get into alignment with Spirit like that, things just naturally happen. You end up making more money, your world just changes. There's a lot of positive energies that can come for you. So I hope, Cancer, that was helpful. It feels like it's going to be a really good month for you in terms of the shifting of energies, and just be patient with yourself. Just know that when you're going through this, that it's okay to kind of, the purge process of moving and getting those energies through your space. And so be gentle, do practice self-care, make sure, get salt water is really good for you. I feel like that's important in the water intake. And so yeah, just I think it's going to be a good month. I think there's some good things coming, and we all have those things that we have to kind of push through and manage. But you're going to start seeing that, I believe, in September for some of you. I think there's things you're already starting to see the shifting occurring for this opportunity that's coming in. So amazing reading, Cancer. I wish you all the best for the month of September. Namaste.